So it seemed like a pretty good idea to buy some soft hiking boots. It turns out that was a completely bad idea because I was stepping on small pebbles and sharp rocks throughout the whole entire trip. So definitely get some hard ones. This is the last stop where you could actually buy anything you think you might need for the trip. Baby wipes, sweater, gloves, the whole nine. We're getting ready to go. Ernie Cruz. There goes your ticket that you paid for. The bridge of no return. So we're in the front of the pack. Let's see how long that lasts. Probably like another 5 minutes. I feel like we've been walking for so long, but really we just started. Porters are just zooming by us with a whole bunch of extra weight. And we've been started. We started like half an hour ago and they caught up. There's a little burial site. So the porters are only allowed to carry up to 25 kilos. And they just passed that law about 7 years ago, and before that they'll make them carry upwards of 70 kilos. So I can't imagine what their life was like 7 years ago, even though 25 kilos is still a whole lot of weight. So these are the first ruins that we got to see, and every single one of these ruins are shaped like an animal if you look at them from above. These donkeys here are not used by our porters. They carry all the stuff that we're gonna need for the next 4 days. These donkeys or mules are used by the natives. I really can't tell the difference between mules or donkeys, so. And this kitten is totally gonna disrespect this mule. Reminds me of my cat back home with the dog. Totally disrespect them. And this is actually the first location that we stopped to like eat breakfast or sort of like a brunch, and it's actually the last location where you could use a toilet with running water in it. So just keep that in mind, that your first stop is also the last time that you could use a toilet where you could sit down and handle your business. From here on in, it's going to be nothing but squatters, and the squatters do flush like toilets, but they're not clean like these toilets are in this small community. It's pretty cool that they actually have their own toilets to use in a small community. You don't really see that a lot with like natives that live in, like, I would say, some sort of indigenous lifestyle. And every country I travel to, I always find a dog that I befriend, and that's usually like my dog for the stay, and a dog that I would actually want to bring back to the States and keep, and it's this little guy right here. He didn't stay with me the whole entire trip, but he stayed with me for a good 6 hours, and he was like my best friend, and wish I could have taken him home. He's just playful, full of energy. Didn't even feed him anything. I didn't have any food to give him or anything like that. He just wanted to play. Plus he's a cute looking dog. And this little kid right here is pretty impressive. Pretty sure he was showing off because he saw me walking around with a camera, but just the fact that he gets up on the horse just like that, he's pretty impressive. It is a small horse, but I do think it's a horse because their face are different than the other donkeys or mules that are walking around, so that's why I'm assuming it's a horse. And he's just gonna jump on the horse in a little bit. And it's pretty impressive just to see a little kid of that age just jump on the horse just like that. Boom, there he goes. So this kid's like about 10 years old. I don't even have the guts to do that now at 28 years old. So these are the tents that we stood in. We were watching a movie for the whole night until we fell asleep. Vamos a cambiar un ratito. Vamos a cambiar un ratito. ¿Va a llegar? Venga. ¿Sí? Sí. A ver si puedo. So up until this point, I actually thought that they respected the laws of only making him carry 25 kilos, and I thought that the bag would weigh about the same as my bag would weigh, just that he was carrying different materials in it. But this is when I came to the realization that these bags weigh about 50 kilos or 100 pounds. And the reason why we're laughing is because he threw my book bag over one shoulder like it was nothing and just carried it over one shoulder. And it was pretty funny because my bag weighed about 45 pounds. And although I only walked about 10 minutes with his bag, I thought I was going to be doing him a favor. What I actually did think I did was just slow him down a whole lot. I think he would have been like miles ahead by now. And I do think that the sticks were a must to help you climb up. I don't know why they help out so much, but they definitely do help out a lot. I don't know if it's the balance, the weight, or a combination of everything, but they're a must. So we made it to 4,000 meters and the rain started. So there's a lot of microclimates, like it'll rain for like 10 minutes and it'll be sunny for like 10 minutes and then it'll rain again. And here you get an idea of how the steps are. One step's like 6 inches, the next step is like 30 inches. A very, very inconsistent step, so it's very uncomfortable to walk up or down, but down obviously hurts a lot more than walking up. And finally we arrive at what I think was our second camping site, and this is pretty much what all the camping sites look like. Beautiful views. At nighttime you can see the stars are so beautiful also. Day 2, the hiking's complete. I got a headache.
It's all downhill from here.
It's all downhill from here. Nah, we already went downhill. Even that has a compass on it. Doesn't look safe, but it feels pretty safe. I just like the look and the feel of it. I could imagine that these were somewhat the style of bridges that they used to build. So again, you guys can see how it rains 1 second. The next scene that I got, we got no raincoats on or anything like that. It's extremely hot. Over here you guys can see that if you take one step or one slip or you trip or anything, you just pretty much fall all the way down to your death. They probably wouldn't even bother to look for your body. No, I'm just joking. But I would say that somebody did slip, and if it wasn't for about 3 other guys grabbing onto him, he would have rolled off that hill or the hill that he tripped in. You guys can see there's a lot of areas where you pretty much could slip and fall. And I would say that everybody on the trip has slipped, tripped, or fall at a certain point. So this day was the most beautiful day with the most beautiful views. The sun is gonna come out in a little bit. I do look like I'm alright, but at this point I completely felt like shit. I felt like throwing up. I felt like I had a bad stomach ache. I just completely felt like never before, just really, really bad. And I don't know what he had in here, what kind of magic he had in this little rubbing alcohol solution, but he made me take a sniff of that and I just felt so much better.
Alcohol. Eso te va a pasar. Este unos pequeños nos vamos a sacar.
So again, every single one of these views are shaped like an animal. We got like a helicopter view. And here you guys can see another scene with like very, very inconsistent steps and how hard it is to go down these steps. And just to see it on video, it might not seem like much, but when you're doing this for 4 days in a row, it's a lot. And here you guys can take a look at the second porter that's coming up behind this guy. He's got open toe sandals. He did that whole entire trip on open toe sandals. And the fact of the matter is that they don't get paid enough money to buy shoes for the wear and tear because they don't last as long.
This one with the little rock on it, is it?
That's Machu Picchu mountain.
That's Machu Picchu mountain, right?
I would say that around this time when we hit this particular ruins, I was already feeling a lot better because we were going downhill consistently for like the past 2 hours, and I would say that I had the altitude sickness for about one whole entire day. And here you can see the guys just pushing each other. It's pretty funny, they're just joking around.
I don't know how they do it. They're just running down the stairs, running up the stairs, running everywhere. Half an hour ago, we were cold and wet, and now we're burning and hot. That's what it's like on the Inca Trail. 1 second is raining, and the next one is hot. Sun's out. 1 minute we're going up, the next minute we're going down. Oh shit, scared me. Look at these guys, watch these guys. Look at that. You can hear how much weight they put down on each foot when they're running down.
So there was a few caves around the way. I think we came across like 5 or 6 caves, some bigger than the others. This is just one that I actually happened to film. I was probably caught up with the walking and the other ones. And here's another beautiful view. You guys will see it in a second. Just wait for the camera to catch up. Again, I shot all of this on the GoPro, so it doesn't look that good, but just the views are just absolutely amazing to be there. It's like everywhere you turn, there was an amazing view to look at. So here's a beautiful scene of me walking with our tour guide, just kicking it, and we actually still keep in touch through social media. It doesn't cost me anything to keep in touch with a lot of people that I befriend every time I travel to like a new place, a new country, and I pretty much stay friends with them. I say we hit each other up like probably like every other week, just to say what's up, how's it going. We share a few pictures and stuff like that. You guys can see we're pretty excited. We're getting closer to Machu Picchu.
We're not even close to Machu Picchu, and this is so exciting to have this view. And I wish you guys could see this in person, because like everybody else says, the camera really doesn't do it justice.
And this is I believe is the final night that we spent. Yes, it is the final night. And as you can see, if you didn't bring any flashlight, you're not going to make it to use the bathrooms or to even see what's in front of you. So I definitely brought overkill on the flashlights. Phone flashlight is not enough. It is like complete pitch darkness there, and you wouldn't be able to see anything. And actually, when we used the bathroom, there was a huge spider, tarantula I think it was, in one of the bathrooms. So if we didn't have flashlights, there's no way we would have spotted it. And it's not like we pointed the flashlight at it, so you pretty much need a bright flashlight. Your phone is not enough. So this is one of the things you might want to take with you. A raincoat and a flashlight are a must needed. You can pretty much see that even with the flashlight on, people are just disappearing into the darkness, or they're popping out of the darkness and then just disappearing right into the darkness. And we're waiting for the gate to open We actually woke up 2 hours early thinking that we'd be one of the first ones there, but as you guys can see here, there was probably about 100, 150 people in front of us. And this gentleman right here was probably the oldest one in our trip, and I believe he was 64 years old, so, and he made it all the way, so even though it's tough, pretty much anybody could do it. And we finally made it to the Sun Gate, so everybody's excited. We got to see Machu Picchu for the first time, even though it's pretty small, but we still got to see it. Everybody's excited, taking pictures, videos. And there's actually a few dogs that do the whole entire hike for 4 days. They just follow their master.
No, turn around.
Yeah, turn around.
You thought I was telling you to move?
I don't know what you mean. Taking pictures or filming?
Filming.
Oh shit, I was taking a picture.
Nah, filming everything. Oh, go ahead. You guys want to sing? You guys want to sing?
Hi! From Switzerland, hi!
Oh, you guys are from Switzerland? That's cool.
Yeah.
Not all of us.
You guys can see Machu Picchu in the background. That's a Machu Picchu?
And I actually wasn't pointing at Machu Picchu at all, but
And
as
the
you guys
best
can
tour
see,
guide ever.
everybody's pretty friendly. There you guys can see me actually trip right there. So that's one of the few times that I caught it on tape where I actually tripped, and I was talking before how you can actually slip and fall and a lot could happen. And this is our first view of Machu Picchu. It's pretty exciting. I was still recording on the GoPro at this moment, but in a little bit I'll show a clip where I recorded on my other camera. Here's another place where, you know, obviously they got the wire there just in case so you can hang on and you don't fall off the cliff. But one thing I would say about traveling to or traveling in general, just you get to meet a lot of people, and if maybe you don't have a lot of friends and stuff like that, you definitely should travel. Even if you go dolo by yourself, you could stay at a hostel where you meet a lot of people that travel by themselves. Anyways, guys, this was shot about 2 years ago, so I just was getting to know who I was with the camera and stuff like that. So it's a lot of scenes and a lot of shots that I would have recorded differently, or I would have got a lot of scenes shot that I would have shot a lot of scenes differently. And basically I probably would have had a better video, maybe, perhaps. I believe so now that I've been recording for about 2 years and messing around with YouTube. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video of the Inca Trail. This is not showing any scenes from Machu Picchu. If you did, hit the thumbs up and don't forget to hit subscribe to watch more. My video that's coming out probably within the next 2 weeks is of the Bolivian salt flats. So it's the biggest salt flats in the world, has 70% of the world's lithium ion in it. That's pretty much what they use to make batteries nowadays, is what Tesla uses, is what everybody uses to make batteries. So stay tuned for that video that's going to drop soon, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thumbs up if you did, hit the subscribe to watch more. I'll see you guys on the next one.